What are baby names people think are classy but really aren't? Know a guy who named his kid Bourbon. It's an old French name. Because that's what everyone will think when they hear it. I had a pair of twin boys in one of my classes named Master and Sir. Chardonnay. Designer brand names. Always been odd. Anyone named after a designer brand or type of car. I met a girl named Lasagna. I asked her to repeat her name about 10 times and this is what she kept saying. Later on, I figured out it was La Sonia. But she totally said it like the food. Edit OMG, this thread is hilarious. Can't stop cracking up at all the comments. Special shout out to the Redditor who knew of a person named Latrina. I was never a fan of my name, but you all got me counting my blessings today, face with tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing. After drugs. A friend of a friend named her baby Sativa. Reminded of that interview with Katie Hopkins where she says she hates when people name their kids after places, like Brooklyn, and Phil's response is your daughter's called India. Face with tears of joy, 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 chef's kiss. Edit Phil not Holly. XAEA 12. Khaleesi. Those made up ones like Rayleigh or Brayton etc. Note to self: do not name my baby the way the ultra poor do, the ultra rich do, the Mormons do, or the influencers do. Should be safe if you follow those guidelines. Beverage names like Chardonnay, Hennessy, Shasta, Fanta. Nivea, oh it's heaven backwards. Fuck off. So is Snerap diapers. I've never met a Nivea who wasn't a hot mess expresses. Anything with a non-traditional spelling. How the hell is anyone supposed to know that Avari is pronounced like Avery? Title names like Baron, Duke, Princess, ECT. Chastity, I just have always thought that name was odd. I had a neighbor kid called Armani. Seriously, it was funny anytime his mom yelled at him it sounded like she was dramatically searching for a bag or something. It was hilarious. Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine, named one of his children Jer Majesty. That one always makes me laugh. Shady Nasty. I maintain that one of the trashiest things you can do is make your kid after some sort of luxury brand. Real people with money don't do that. The data found that 560 of those were named Khaleesi and 163 were named Daenerys. Poor kids. I knew a Passion, pronounced Passion. North, Stormy? Them Kardashian names are not even names. Anything spelled differently just to be unique. Bothers me. I'm sorry to anyone who is this. Any name that tries too hard to be unique or a weird spelling. Can't believe I haven't seen this mentioned, but people that named their kids after firearms, like Remington. Aziraphale and Crowley, when naming it to your twins. Nevea. Fancy liquor names. This won me a radio contest once when they were looking for the best pet peeve. It was when people name their children after things they cannot possibly afford. Names like Braxton or Ashley. I know it makes me a dick because they can't choose their name, but I immediately think, white trash. Might as well name your kid Crystal Methane. My kid went to school with Blaise Pascal last name. She was a psycho at 7. Back in the day, birth announcements included the baby's name. Right after the Roots TV series, there was a boy in my hometown named Kunta Kinte. Seriously. I remember seeing legal notice of name change years later for this person from Kunta to James. LOL. Nevea. Worst name ever. Chappie. IDK if PPL think it's classy, but Melina means feces with partially digested blood in it, and I've seen it used as a name. I don't want to sound mean, BC, we don't get to pick what our parents name us. But my sister's name is Alexis. Not Alexis, but Alexis. Her full first name is Alexis Empress. And my name is stupid, too. Billy Avril Kelly, Avril after Avril Lavigne apparently, and Kelly after my mother. I'll be changing my name to just Billy last name, as I don't want my mother's name or Avril Lavigne's. I don't even talk to my mother. We're estranged. And I don't even like Avril Lavigne's music that much. Any of Jamie Oliver's children's names? Lemmywinks. Destiny, Princess, Precious, Heaven, Diamond. All real names of real people. Sad. They all sound like stripper names to me. No a name but also. Peripad, Peri terms I use in charting of GYN. Lee and XNYN names. They're literally garbage. Baby names don't stay baby names. A person is an adult for most of their lives. You're choosing an adult's name. That's what I kept in mind when choosing names. And that's how my kid ended up with the adult name Bertha. Kidding. Adjectives as names. I knew a girl named Lovely. Neutrogena. My boss at the video store I worked at right after episode 1 came out named his kid Anakin. Candy. Why? Don't name your daughter this. I don't know. I live in a very diverse community and naming customs are so varied, I try not to judge. I work in a school with lots of kids with biblical names, some very old, some are translated into the child's mother tongue, etc. Some have siblings born here who are given English translated versions of names. We have an Essie with a sister Erica. A Yassar with a brother Noah. Jordan, Joab and David. Lynn names Jamelyn, Caitlin, Kaylin, Marilyn, Adeline, Brooklyn, Ashlyn, Emmeline. I could go on and on. Destiny, Heavenly, etc. They were probably considered beautiful at one point in time but are now synonymous with strip clubs. Giving your kid your own name is whack. Give them their own name, brew. AEX11 HTTP. Anyone who names their kid the same as them, so it's a junior and they call the kid junior as opposed to their fucking name. The general concept of trying for an original name for your child is abhorrent. It's a human being, it's not an accessory. Give them a name that they will live with, not a name that you think is clever. Fucking humanity. My mom was a social worker and had a family with 3 kids, Corvoiser, Alizé, and Cyrock. All 3 ended up getting removed from the home. Teacher here, any kid named after a beautiful noun like blessing, hope, grace, faith, etc. Bad news. Every time. Classy. If you think you might want to name your child a different or classy name, try going out in the backyard and yelling it but adding to it as well. Like justice, behave, or chastity. Get that out of your mouth. Your neighbors will think you've gone a bit mad till they realize why. I saw a girl on Moi Puvik one time named Shomiracle. Chardonnay. It's not necessarily a bad grape, but it lacks sincerity. Readjusts monocle. Babies named after US states or luxury vehicles. Like Montana or Porsche. I taught a girl named Chardonnay and she was not especially classy. But she sure was teased for having a ridiculous name. Everyone assumed her mom was a wino. I went to high school with a girl named Princess. Holy white trash. 7. Anything that rhymes with Jaden. Any name that has a common spelling but the parents chose to fuck it up. Ashley, Taylor, Bryndyn. Anything ending in Den Aiden, Braden, Caden, Jaden. Anything unique from a fantasy series Khaleesi. Nevaeh. Just fucking don't. Edamain. All the extra letters. Ashlyn. Kaylee. Braxlyn. Amay. To name